It's so sad with all these plants. They look so good and they're growing so well. And they're all going to be left behind, and most of them are going to be chopped down to have this as just the lawn. And I'm like going, oh, it's so sad that all these plants are just growing, starting to grow and mature. A lot more of them are starting to think about fruiting, and you're like, oh, it's so sad that they're growing so well, but they're going to be chopped down. It's like so sad. This garden doesn't matter so much because everything sort of grows and dies real quick. I don't know what that is over there. Sort of looks like something that's died. um, Completely fallen. I don't know, maybe if that was the wind or it's just fallen down and it's collapsed the support frame. Either way, it's sad when you know, well, that plant sort of died. It's sort of like, it should be a lot more greener, but I think it was abandoned while all the complex movements of, you know, you think you live with someone who's like the best gardener in the world because the way that they act is like, oh, they think they know everything, but then you realize, oh, they haven't watered in a while, and in their abandonment of checking if things need water or whatever, things die, and that's one of the plants that just died because I think they just get busy with other stuff and stop paying attention to the garden as much. Oh, it's raining. I didn't expect that to be. It's raining. These clouds are raining. I didn't expect it to be raining. I knew it said on the weather when I was checking yesterday rain, but I deleted the weather because it said storms, and I'm like, it's if. So they're the bananas that take forever to get ripe. They don't ripen in a week. They ripen in. They've been sitting there for like 2 months. So, but they're still kind of cool. But this banana tree is probably going to be chopped down and everything. Don't ask me how my sunflowers are going. I abandoned checking. That was a. Look at these clouds. Aren't they cool? I abandoned checking because there's spider webs everywhere, and I'm like, get sick of dealing with the spider webs. Oh, I wonder if I planted that. I don't know. I planted so many seeds over here and hardly any of them grew. And I think the sunflower seeds, the sunflowers have bloomed and died, and there's not really that much going on with that garden. But I planted so many seeds. I suppose the other person weeded and pulled out a lot of premature plants, but I didn't really find that much results. Same with the front, I didn't find that my seeds grew. So I should always put them in a plant book first to check that they're growing. Look at that cloud over there. It's like lots of gathering of different clouds. The weird thing about this phone camera is that only sometimes focuses on things, so it's really hard to get a clear picture and stuff. But it's sort of raining, so I guess I should sort of pack it up. I just came out for another walk. Am I gonna miss this place? Well, yeah. It's in the best position for me because I can go to job interviews, have jobs that last for however long, and then come back. And it's okay from the train station. It's not the safest. I mean, sometimes I feel like people are wanting to stalk after you, but most of the time, but I've gotten back after like 9, 10 p.m. pretty safely, so it seems to be okay. But it isn't perfect. I mean, I wish it felt a lot safer at night, because then you feel a lot freer. You don't feel nervous about thinking that you have to walk home after 6, and you're like, you shouldn't feel nervous. It should be easy peasy. But I love the location of this house, and I've had a lot of good sleeps here, actually. At first, I was like, oh, this is like a ghost house. But then I got used to it, and I was like, it's not so scary. But the other place, once it gets fixed up, it'll feel comfortable, but then the weather... I'm definitely going to buy a bike. I don't care. Bikes cost $200-300 or something, maybe $500 if I want a really good one. But if I go to the country, I want to buy the person's like... I want to buy a bike, and I want to buy shoes, boots and gum boots. But if I don't, I've got an interview tomorrow that I only just remembered today. If I don't, it's because I have a job in the city, answering calls and dealing with distressed callers and stuff. I hope it would go well, but the organization I'm hooked up with doesn't usually give you fair or even employment options. They're usually kind of scary. But I would just hope that everything runs smoothly, and feel as though I'm lucky. And I hope that I have the energy to put up with things, because I'm seriously like on my last thread most of the time, and I'm like thinking, I'm up and down about not moving to the country until I have some argument which propels me. But I might not get it, I might be unlucky and not get it and then move to the country. If that happens, okay, then I'm just waiting for whatever to happen in the country, and then I'm come back. Hopefully I can stay safe away from those cyclones, because they are there. So there's volcanic eruptions, but I think eventually, when and if I come back, that'll be cool. But I haven't been applying for jobs, and I still could get a job yet. And if I do, I'm just gonna have to, I don't know, rent a hotel room or something until, I don't know what you do. But oh, there's my little pal waiting for some bed, wondering what I'm doing. I wish I had some seed. I keep forgetting to pick them up seed. I know I've only got a couple more weeks, but all these birds get hungry, and I can't feed them bread all the time. They're so cute. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm definitely gonna like miss this place. It's like, it'd be nice to like watch these trees get bigger and more shady, and you can have picnics out here and stuff. But unfortunately, the person who actually owns the house doesn't really like it so much because of its location. Gets annoyed at the non-quiet of everything, disruption of peace, and they want to just slink back into the country and become more anonymous and, I don't know, focus on hobbies. They're not gonna last more than a year. They might last 6 months before they're crawling back. So I kind of hope that I do sort of get the job, because then I can expand myself, and then they come crawling back after they've gone through ups and downs in the country. But I don't know. I just have to wait and see with all this stuff. I have things I have to do. I lay around too much, So I have things I have to do. I have to check advertisements. I have to check inspections. I have to do my interview tomorrow with the hope that I might get a job. And if I don't, I should apply for more jobs. And I've only got 2 more weeks to go, so at the moment I'm still packing stuff up and preparing to leave. But it's just a cycling. So I sort of do want to go to the country, but I also don't, because I know that it's not necessarily a peace and harmony there, and I don't want to get mixed up with all that kerfuffle. So, but I'll just see. I mean, I might go there for a little while and then come back, or I might not go there at all. But I've got a lot of reliance happening on this job tomorrow. If I get it or not, it should swing what I'm doing. And then I'll just be like humming around the city while whoever goes country. I'm like jealous for a little while. But then I'm like, oh, who cares? They're just gonna come back eventually.